What up, y'all? This is Jamba back with another video. Okay, this is my second Corey Holcomb video. Not a fan of the guy. I think he has the capacity to be funny, just like anybody, I guess. Now he's apparently having a beef with his daughter. He's beefing with his daughter. Who does that? Who does that? Who does that? Who does that? Okay, so what does this say? I'll go make another daughter. Corey Holcomb calls his daughter a bitch and says the new generation don't respect their parents. Now, I'll be honest, I did see something. I don't know exactly why his daughter is trying to call is the daughter's calling out Corey. I'm not sure exactly what the but I did see some of Corey's reaction, but this is a 4-minute version. I saw like a relatively short version of this. Let's see what he says. I always get a little fascinated, especially with black men, and when oftentimes when black men have a falling out with their adult children and what that looks like. I know that 50 Cent was a man who had a big falling out and beefing with his son, and so this is something that unfortunately can happen. And I can kind of sometimes understand from the father's POV. It's like you're as a grown man, especially dealing with your now adult children, and if your adult children doesn't want anything to do with you or has problems with you, and it's that's a complicated situation. Now, let's see what Corey Holcomb has to sort of say. Like, let's dig into this. 4 minutes long, y'all. Also, to put in context, Corey Holcomb did a video. I reviewed it. You can look it up. Or reacted to it. He did a video on Dave Chappelle, basically calling Dave Chappelle or insinuating that he was a part of the LGBT community. Um, and also saying that he bombs during his sets. And in my opinion, I think that in that video, Corey Holcomb was saying some truth, but I also still think that he's a part of the fat black comedian haters collective. I just think that is kind of Corey's mo here. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what he's known for in my book. But let's see, man. I want to be fair. Let's be fair.
Man, my motherfucking daughter would talk the shit to me the other day. I was like, bitch, I
Oh,
don't know
you start back talking to her?
No, the bitch crazy.
Oh, she just called you out the blue?
Hell yeah, because she needed something.
Dang. You should have gave her my number, man.
You still on that looking Marcus?
I believe my daughter runs circles around me, boy.
Oh, shoot.
She taller than him for sure.
Yeah,
She ain't taller than
oh,
me.
yes.
She is not taller than me.
Oh, the last time she was here, I got a picture.
She
She
probably
and
has
I
heels
standing
on
next
or
to each other. You
something.
see how tall she is.
I mean,
She's
I
tall.
brought it up because she tried to run game on me like she was brought up by her mama. But you know what I'm saying? Instead of realizing I got away from her mama because I don't speak to her mama. She be like, I know you hate my mama. I'm like, bitch, I ain't got time to hate nobody. Your mama was drama. Now here it is all these years later. You just like your mama. Both of y'all can kiss my motherfucking ass. I'll go make another daughter. I don't give a fuck. If you ain't good as a person, no matter who you are, I have a cutoff switch God blessed me with to say, fuck you, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck if it's my kid. My motherfucking mama, you know your daughter trying to get in touch with you? I say, oh, mama, you watch that little bitch. Ha!
Yeah, see, it's. I get where you guys are coming.
Yeah. I don't know. Obviously none of us really do. I do think Corey. First of all, the fact that and this is with anybody. I mean, even in my family. I mean, you know, that is your baby mama, and I'm not saying that he has to deal with let's just say the baby mama, but that is a reflection as to who you are, sir, because that's the person that you had a kid with, right? um so I'm people are gonna judge you based on the person that you had a kid with, regardless if you chose to have that kid or not, even as a man, right? So this is why, fellas, this is why it's highly important for y'all to be extremely strict and extremely cautious of who you decide to get into bed with and put yourself in a position to procreate with, right? That's why that's important. But this whole, I mean, if his mama having to tell him that your daughter's trying to get a hold of you, and this is screaming fuck nigga to me. This, yeah.
From because I had the
When I'm
same.
saying fuck nigga, I'm talking about Corey Holcomb. I just he just kind of strikes me as a fat piece of shit in my opinion. But let's hear more.
Watch that little bitch. That bitch is brought up in this new generation where there is.
Yeah, you calling your own daughter a bitch on your bringing it up, number one. Then calling her a bitch on your own platform, and I'm watching it, so I mean he's getting my view, but doing all this and putting it on Front Street, yeah, he's a piece of shit. In this case, a fat hating ass, you know, low talent piece of shit. In my opinion, for this, I would say.
There's no honor. There is no respect thy parents. There is no the way the youngsters are brought up now, they will fuck over the mama and daddy quicker than they'll fuck over somebody in the streets. What the fuck? I don't give a fuck if you are so hell bent in making me a villain and saying I did you wrong. Get the fuck away from me. I didn't love your mama. You just popped up on a nigga. I try to show you love. Shit, you come out here, I did all this shit for her. She was still talking shit. So I'm just saying, it's like, I'm not like everybody else. I don't need your acceptance. Somebody said to me, fuck it. My mama said to me today, Corey, later in life, you might need your daughter. I said, if I need that bitch, I'm done for. A lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah, and it's the fucking peanut gallery over there, and they're sharing one. That's how you can tell this nigga ain't shit. He got two cameras, one on his fat ass, and the other one is just on all three of them. They're just all kind of sitting there. Um, you know, yeah. The Bible says, "Honor thy mother and thy father," and but I would also say that the honor does need to. I think that it has to also kind of trickle down to as you get older. I just can't how he's behaving right at this moment, talking about his daughter, and I don't know. Again, she could have been on some BS and all that, and I'm not negating any of that. I just think that as a grown ass man, and this Negro is probably what, like 50, probably 50 years old. Let me look on this on another tab here. Corey Holcomb. I don't mind doing it right now. Corey Holcomb. How old is this fat bastard? 55 years old. He's 55 years old. Yeah, he's too old. And what has he done? I'm gonna look live. I don't even care if y'all can't see it. Um, this nigga hasn't done anything. He's been on Black Jesus. He was a main cast of Black Jesus. He's done a couple of comedy specials that you can't even. His comedy specials, like how like when you go on Wikipedia, you can click on the hyperlink and like see. You can't even click on his comedy specials. He's done some stuff. He's done some stuff, right? So I'm not, I mean, the guy's just. I think the guy's still successful, but it just in terms of like, yeah, this is. I think this is just some BS. Let's continue. I'm a little disgusted by this shit right here. He said this before, but for some reason I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because I have more context, or I thought maybe there'll be more context, so that's why I wasn't as judgmental. But I mean, he just, I don't know.
Motherfuckers might not say this.
No, and it's hard for others to relate because
you motherfuckers out here with kids.
Your
kids ain't shit. Your kids run over you, and you know they run over you, and you
There's a way in which he can express this. He can express all this stuff a little, just a little bit differently. The sentiment that he's expressing is that you can have kids and your kids can be shitty people or and you know, and because let's be honest, this cool this Kool-Aid looking motherfucker right here, he didn't raise his daughter. He does look like the Kool-Aid man. Look at him with the he does. But he didn't raise his daughter. You can tell that his daughter was raised by his mom, you know. A little beef in my teeth. Um and so yeah, he's definitely more than likely estranged, as they would say, from his daughter. So it's possible that you can have a kid, obviously, and not get along with that kid and have resentment or whatever toward that kid. But I also think that you're on a public platform and calling your daughter a bitch, and I just don't, even if you're a comedian, because there's nothing really funny. It's not a he's not like it's not like he's using it. It's not like he's on stage doing it and using it to be funny. Like Louis C.K. talks about his daughter sometimes, and he's probably not the best example, but he talks about his daughter sometimes. Like there's comedians who talk about their sons and daughters in a way, but I'm like, okay, it could be maxed with this is humor, this is comedy. Kevin Hart has done this. I don't think that this is an example of that, but
let them run over you, and you justify by saying these my kids.
Exactly.
Not with me.
yeah, you got he's this. I think if Corey Holcomb, and I could just tell, I don't need to know much about this man. Just this is just based on what I've seen of him so far. I'm gonna throw this out there. This might be overstepping. But if Corey Holcomb never made it as a comedian, he would have definitely fucking have been a deadbeat dad. If he hadn't have made money as a comedian, if he just didn't make it as a comic and still got that same woman pregnant, he would be like them black deadbeat dads we be talking about, who don't be seeing their kid and don't really be paying child support and be on some bullshit. That's this guy. That's him. That's this right here. He just so happened to made some money as a comic, I, you know, and I mean, and now he was able to be in his daughter's life, probably, and paid child support, probably. So, but if he didn't have that, he would be he got deadbeat written all fucking over him.
If I got somebody, I capitalize every letter in somebody. If somebody running over me, I'm going to tell them I'm about to take a shit. Get over here fast. Because I want to shit on you. Give a fuck who you are. You don't get to fuck me over. I don't give a fuck. This is my time on this planet. I ain't finna be worried about your funky ass, whoever the fuck you are. If you ain't no righteous motherfucker, I don't give a fuck if it's your...
And it's nothing. You talking about righteous? There's nothing. I don't think there's much righteous about Corey. Corey, what's righteous about? Let's just say the shit that he said about Dave was true. What's righteous about trying to out your fellow comedian that you say that you respect and that you admire? What will be righteous about, like, go to his he's talking about all this righteous shit. This is why I don't like certain niggas. He's talking about all this righteous shit, but in the last video, try to, I wouldn't even say low key, kind of high key, out his fellow comedian that they're on the LGBTQ spectrum of some sort. That was the implication there. That's what he was trying to say. And I'll be honest with you, I've never heard that allegation about Dave Chappelle before this fat nigga. He looks like one of them M&Ms, like the, not the yellow one, but the red one. Before this, he mentioned it. I wouldn't have made that correlation. And it doesn't really necessarily matter. It just kind of makes Corey look like a piece of shit for like for no reason, and he kind of just did it just to kind of be relevant. Now, like I was saying in that video, the bombing thing, I think that was in his wheelhouse to bring up, and not the whole that other stuff, right? That's where it's like, okay, but there's nothing right. Like this guy's talking about all this righteous shit. This nigga, no, he's not a no, no. That's not what this is about. What this is about is you got a woman pregnant that you didn't love because you're I don't I don't want to call him a piece of shit for that, because I know that that happens, but the men that I know, who, not all of them, but most of them, the men that I know who got a woman pregnant have made a great effort to be in that kid's life and to do what they're supposed to do as a parent. So I'm not saying that he hasn't, and I don't want to necessarily make assumptions, but if I am going to make an assumption, I don't think this fat motherfucker was a good dad. I just don't. And I don't really need to read this nigga's autobiography. I don't need to listen to the daughter. I don't really necessarily need to. I just kind of call it discernment. I just kind of know. And I think if you're watching this, I think you also know as well. But we got about 30 seconds left of this video. Let's continue.
Your child or whoever it
I'm the
is,
same way.
Let me rewind.
I don't give a fuck. This is my time on this planet. I ain't finna be worried about your funky ass, whoever the fuck you are. If you ain't no righteous motherfucker, I don't give a fuck if it's your child or whoever it
I'm
is.
the same way. Yep.
Get the fuck away from me, especially when you're grown. You can have a little patience with a child. Sometimes you can beat a child up and get away with it.
Oh my God! Stop.
I'm saying, but when motherfuckers is 20, 25, 30,
Yeah, you know.
talking crazy to you, if
Yeah.
you let them hang around you because they're your kids, that shows human weakness in you.
All right. Well, maybe I'll if I can find a video of the daughter, so I can kind of get the daughter's POV. But there's nothing much I want to say about this, because this is a lot of speculation and a lot of information I don't necessarily know. But I do fundamentally disagree with how he is talking about his own daughter on live, and on his fucking podcast. But yeah, this is Jamba. Like, subscribe, you get it. You get it.